Yes. Happy Friday. Happy Producers Club day as well. Here, I have the pleasure to have another special guest, longtime friend and producer, Esti Klaiman. Esti,
Evening.
good morning. Good
Hi,
morning.
everybody. Happy Friday.
Happy
Happy
Friday.
holiday to those who are celebrating this
Yes,
this month that is just too much.
I know. Well, it's too much, but never enough, right? Like when you're in it or afterwards.
I was I was talking to an agent yesterday on a listing that we're trying to construct a deal, and she's like, "Are you guys making up all these holidays?" Because I said, my clients are religious; they're keeping the holiday. They're not going to give me an answer in the next few days. Like every time I talk to you, it's like my clients are religious. I'm like, no, this is just this month. I promise it's going to end soon. So no, we're not making anything up. It's true. We have constant holidays.
Yes. Well, it's part of life, right?
It is part of a,
Thank you.
yeah,
Thank
our
you for
good
sharing.
tradition.
Yeah. Esty, so give us a little bit about, who you are for those who don't know you.
Who am I? Okay, so I am married with three treasures. I have two in college and one in middle school, my cherry on top. Um, I didn't start my career in real estate. I actually started in a bank. I have a double degree in economics and management with major in finance, and that was my directions. I was actually teaching stocks, believe it or not, and investments in my previous life. I've been in the States since 2001, and I started my career in construction. Um, Helping me get my paperwork and green card, worked in a large construction company, not a home improvement style, but more track homes, and then worked my way up. Every time a position cleared in one of the departments, I jumped on it and became a manager until I became a general manager. Had 1,000 employees here, another 1,000 in Vegas, and some in Texas. We did mainly painting, drywall, and some concrete towards the end. Loved it, but it was 20 hours out of 24 a day. I remember going into C-section with my second one and sending emails. And as soon as I got out, I sent emails, and my boss was like, "Are you crazy?" I'm like, I have to do this. I loved it too much. But then I missed a Mother's Day event at my son's school because
Mm.
I forgot, and that was it for me. Didn't want to do that anymore. Wanted to be part of my kid's life, so I joined a franchise, Menchie's Frozen Yogurt. That was one of their first ones.
Mhm.
I had a few branches. I was part of the board. First commercial was at my store. So any Menchie's store that you go to, you see my two kids and the Menchie's mascot. Loved it, loved it. But thank God, a year before COVID, I decided to check out and invest completely in real estate. And
Mhm.
I made a right move because COVID was not happy for any of these franchisees. And here I am in real estate. I always liked real estate, always been involved with family business and my own, and then decided to get my license. And I really truly think that everything has its own timing because if I had become a realtor maybe when my kids were younger, I wouldn't have the knowledge nor the time to invest as much as I have today. So everything happens in the right direction. And I see my very good friend Jessica here. I'm so happy you're here. Hi, Jessica.
Yeah, you have a lot of friends over here today.
I do. Wow. Hi, friends.
And for those who are going to watch us later.
Thanks for supporting. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Um,
thank you for that. Este in a nutshell, uh, pretty much. So what really inspired you, drove you, made you kind of wake up one day and say, I'm going to get licensed. I'm going to start to broker deals for myself or for others. What was the trigger?
so the trigger was really my interest. I've always shown had interest in real estate. I think that's the best retirement plan that you can have. Um, it's funny coming from stocks and teaching that in a bank. Shush. Sorry, it's my little annoying dog. Um, you would think that that would interest me more, investing in stocks, but I always thought that real estate would be my big why. I want to, just like everybody, the American dream, right? One house for each kid at least. Um, and the more I got into it on my personal level with my personal properties and family properties, it was easy for me. I bought my first condo here 20 something years ago at age, well, now I'm sharing my age, but 20
When you
something
were
years
younger.
ago, I bought it myself. It was for sale by owner, and I bought it myself, knowing nothing.
Hmm.
Um, Next house, the same thing. This house that I'm living in, they actually took it off the market. I somehow convinced them to sell it to me. So it really comes natural to me, and I really think that that is the future. And my biggest passion, my biggest why is that this is the American dream. So for me to be part of it, whether you're selling or you're buying, it's, what else can I want in life? This is the greatest thing ever. And I preach and I teach and I educate, and I'm anyone that wants to listen, I will talk real estate all day long.
Yeah, you're a true broker of the American dream.
Yes.
Um, so tell us a bit about your practice. Some people they're very diversified. Some undecisive. Some it takes time until they like understand really what they want to focus on. Tell us a little bit about your style of business.
So I have to say, I preach to be consistent, right? I talk to you about that every morning on our mindset sessions. I really believe in that. To say that I'm the best at it, probably not. I'm a Gemini, so I get bored pretty easily. But consistency in anything and everything that you do in life, that's the main thing. Um, I started at Century 21. I was part of a team back then. We were number one team right away. Then I joined Rudy Kusuma. We were, number one team for a while. It's not because my green eyes, I always tell my kids, it's because of consistency. People like to see that you know what you're doing, that you understand what you're doing. I I allocate at least one day a week and for education. Whether it's a YouTube, whether it's something I already watched, going into the NAR website, at least once a week, I have my education day. Educate yourself constantly, educate yourself. Even don't ever think that you know everything, especially in real estate, especially in what's happening in the past 2 months. Things are changing. There are 2,000 additional forms that we have to now memorize and understand and explain. It's not just you understanding, it's how you explain it to your buyers and sellers. So that's something that I'm really religious about. I allocate one day a week for education, educating myself. Another thing I can say is that, don't really, I don't really believe in being perfect anymore. Just showing up is half of the battle, right? Done, to me, done is better than perfect.
Mhm.
Um, when you share a post, when you send an email, when you make your call, even if the result is not what you wanted it to be, to me it's the perfect because I put myself into doing it and I did it. So as long as you continue doing the things that help you bring business and the things that help you put yourself in the right mindset, I think eventually it will come. um, I'm a big believer in consistency, and even though I get sidetracked, especially when it comes to my kids, um, I can see it when I'm not consistent, like during the holidays, right? There's a lot of things that distract us. I see it, and I don't see it the next day. I see it in the next 2, 3 months. That's when I see it. So, um, what I'm telling everybody now, I should be telling myself more every single day.
Well, and you are living by it as well, right? You lead by example, showing up every day, um, wherever you are. It doesn't matter if you do it in person, if you're in the car, if you're doing drop offs or what have you. You're showing up, and you're definitely keeping that mindset always in good shape.
Yeah, you keep laughing at me that you always catch me in the car. I am
Yeah,
in the car. I'm a lot in the car, but that doesn't bother me. I joined the Zooms, thank God, right? COVID kind of introduced us back to Zooms again. Everything can be done remotely. So that's true. Everything can be done remotely. Listen to a podcast, YouTube, talk to somebody while you're on the road. I am on the road a lot. But that doesn't affect me. I don't miss on anything just by being on the road. And
yeah.
and actually it's funny because my son who listens a lot with me when I'm in the car, he knows you already. And he recognizes some of the things that we're discussing. He's only 12, almost 13, right? So I'm like, by the
Right.
time you're 18, we're buying your house.
That's
So
the real school right there for him.
that's the real why. That's the real why. And it's just brainwashing. The more you listen to things, the more you listen to people who interest you, the more you listen to opinions that are aligned with yours, not opinions that are not aligned with yours, not all these background noises that say that, 50% of agents are going to vanish and, it's going to be a horrible year and all this nonsense. No, listen to people who see a good future and that drive you to do bigger and better.
Yeah, and if you know Esti, I mean, you're big on mindset, and I think that's the core of your success throughout the years, as a businesswoman, as a family person, right? Of course, as a realtor, and it's a key. Um,
Right. I don't focus on the transaction. I never focus on the transaction. The transaction is the final outcome. I focus on the relationship with people. And I learned a lot throughout the years. I used to be, this has to be right and a rightful person. And everybody came to me and I used to fight for all kinds of nonsense and really things that didn't matter. Relationship matter. And if this transaction doesn't work, the next one will work. And especially today when you have to ask buyers to sign a buyer agreement, right? Why would they even consider paying you? It doesn't even make sense to them. It's their relationship. When you see the value, when they see who you are and how much you invest in them as your friend, as your supporter, as your educator, as someone who is knowledgeable enough, earned your respect to guide them through the process, then the transaction will come. So I don't focus on being perfect. I don't focus on the transaction. I focus on the steps along the way and what needs to happen to make that transaction successful.
Yeah, and that's one thing. Also, another key point to make that our industry, our business is very relational. There is the transactional portion of it, but that's just for the sake of, keep everything intact. But what really keeps that business going and for sake of future business, right? That's the relationship that you build with your clients.
100%. And that goes for business and for personal life as well. I can't say that anyone who I met when I first came to the States is still my friend. Relationships come and go, and you pick and choose who are the right people in your life. And that's okay. You don't have to be friends with everybody. You don't need everybody to like you. Um, but the person who you are in good terms and relationship with, those are the ones you need to invest.
100%.
That's what I tell my kids too. It's fine. She didn't like you. There was a beef going on. Let it go. It's not for life.
Yeah. Well,
I
it's
didn't
also
used to be like
easier.
that.
Say again?
I didn't used to be like that. I used to try to hold on, no, but I really like her. I really love her, but it's not it. It's not clicking.
Yeah.
So it's okay to let go.
Yes. Thumbs up for that. If you had to start all over again doing real estate, or if you had to give someone advice that starting or hitting a wall or what have you, what would that be?
So I don't think I had the best start because I wasn't planning. I didn't plan properly. I came in maybe a little arrogant, thinking that my knowledge and my sphere, who I collected over the years, business and personal, will kind of leads will come. I just have to put my face on a business card and that's it. It's kind of like those agents who just stick a sign on a property and wish for the best. No, it doesn't work like that. So if you are a new agent, first of all, join a brokerage that supports you. Um, because nobody feeds you leads. This is something you have to work on your own. But at least the minimum you should look for is the support. And I really thank you for that, Meny. I made the right move. I'm happy. The people, the jokes, the fun, the classes, the training, everything is outstanding. I'm happy to be part of that. Um, so for a new agent, just plan. If you're thinking you're just going to put your name on a card or on a sign and things will happen because you know so many people, then no, you're wrong. You have to plan. And even if your plan includes right now 2 hours a day that you put for the business, that is the plan. You put those 2 hours. Eventually, with transaction, you'll be more and more hungry to get more deals, and you're going to like it, hopefully. So you're going to want to spend more hours on the business. But allocate time for the business, be consistent. These morning mindset sessions, the 30-minute mindset sessions, are huge for me. It puts me in track. I can't even tell you what I do between you texted me today at 6:30 a.m. and I replied. I can't even Jessica and I, when we had a deal together, we were texting each other at 5 a.m. So I can't even tell you the amount of things I've done from 6:30 to 8 when I joined the call. Sometimes I stop and I'm like, wow, that was insane. But 8 o'clock comes and this is what I do. I stop everything that I do and this is what I do. I join the mindset session. So make a plan of um, where you want to be and do set a goal. And the goal doesn't have to be something unrealistic. If you're thinking 24 sales the first year, I wish for you, but probably that's a little bit overachieving for a first year, right? Give yourself goals that you can accomplish. Um, and always check on your numbers. We talked about it so many times. I'm an economist. I'm big on numbers. I think this is part of my success is that I'm able to take the emotions away from a transaction or from anything in my life and put it into perspective, numbers. What is it going to take? Like, where are we? Are we off? Analyzing. So constantly analyze what you're doing. And if something is not working, change it. It's not the end of the world. We're not, dying from a mistake. So just change it and make it better. And always know that you have support. You can, contact your broker. Know Meny's available even at 6 a.m. And yeah, I'm happy to answer any questions. We have great people in our office that can, support and give a free advice. So don't hesitate to ask that. That would be my advice for a new agent.
Yeah, thank you for that. And I think just to connect the dots, another thing that you kind of mentioned earlier that, and I actually posted something about this morning. It's about, imperfection is underrated, right? It's not about, do things like properly. It's about do things just for the sake of doing, because that's pretty much practicing on even on your weaknesses in that sense. And then that's how you kind of get to do things and get better in general.
Absolutely. Done is better than perfect.
Yep.
Keep that in mind. And I know everybody has a why, and there's so many sessions and podcasts and coaching about your why. Find your why. And I have to say something. My why when I started is not my why today. So it's okay to change your why. It's okay to tweak it, and it's okay to maybe add more to it. It's not set in stone. It doesn't have to be something that you just follow if you're not comfortable or if it doesn't give you the right outcome.
The why can change, the who definitely should change the who you are as well. Otherwise, like that doesn't make any sense as well. And the who's around you, like you mentioned earlier.
Right. Surround yourself with people who support you, who share the same value, and who can lift you up. You don't want to be the captain on the boat every time.
Yeah.
It's okay to learn from other captains.
Yes. Yeah, mutually. Absolutely. Yeah. Well said. Tell us about again, Esti is doing a lot of things. but tell us about your passion to maybe other organizations that you're involved with, and how how does it balance yourself, your life? How does it help you to give back?
Yeah, so I do think balance in life is really, really important. You can't just work, although I know I am a workaholic myself, but you do have to balance. I've been into sports all my life, supporting my kids, team mom, room mom, this mom, that mom, all the unpaid full-time jobs that you can think of, I had. Um, and it's not only a pleasure to see your kids grow and succeed, but it's also relationship, right? Some of my very, very, very good friends are people who I met at soccer or basketball, and they'll stay my friends forever, and they're clients too. That's that. Personally, I play catchy ball. I played for Mamanet several years. I actually took a year off this year because I do want to do other things in my business. I want to try different avenues that I haven't before, and it's taken time. And I am pursuing pickleball. So you'll hear from me. And I was not kidding when I said we should have a Keller Williams pickleball team and play. So that would be my new passion.
Mhm.
Anything with a ball, I like. I'm not a person that I get bored easily. So I need to move, and the ball excites me. So that is my passion. In addition to that, I support just like you in Israel, and behind the scenes in anything and everything we can do to support families who came here. We had an event for families who came here after October 7th. We celebrated Hanukkah with them, so I built menorahs with them, and just do what you can to give. In my previous company, I used to donate from every transaction to Children's Hospital, raised money for them. I am still doing that from each transaction. I take a portion of my income and I donate it to different charities. I think you have to give in order for you to get. So giving is a great feeling to me.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that, Esti. And whoever is watching us now or later, Esti's cell phone number is right behind her right shoulder, maybe our left. And text her if you're interested to be in a future pickable team. Is it women only? Is it mix?
No, no. Well, I'm just toying with the idea. It's whatever we want it to be.
Oh, okay.
Anyone who
Okay.
wants to play pickleball.
Hey,
I
just
already found a
wanted to-
coach. Yeah, it's whatever we want it to be. That's what it's going to be. I'm super flexible. So I just think it's another form of bonding, including you, Meny.
I'm I'm in. Count me in.
Yes.
So
That's awesome. And really, anybody that needs anything, that has a question that I can share my story or give directions, I'm more than happy to. It's my pleasure.
Another question for you, because if you guys are going to go and Google search Esti, you'll see that she's really her online presence is meticulous. Is like really she stands out, high ratings, uh, amazing, diversified profiles, etc. Tell us a little bit about that. Like, how did you approach in such a short period of time, understanding, hey, this is something important, and I should focus on that and put effort to make my name appear in the proper way.
So yeah, my although my kids think I'm ancient, right? I'm old fashioned, and I don't know anything that I do. I do think that I'm pretty advanced for my generation. Um, I realized about a year and a half ago that, even though we may not like it, things are not as personal as we're used to. It's not a shake hand kind of world anymore. It's who you are based on what people can Google you, based on what people see online. People connect to what they see. If you post pictures of you half naked all day long, then it might turn off, some clientele, right? If you post too many pictures of you just around your family, it might be a turn off for those who don't have family or are not interested in having kids. You have to find the balance. And even though I have a business page and a professional and a personal page, they connect. People search you all over. So yes, you have to really invest time and think about how you want to be presented. And remember, what you post online is there forever. You can't remove it. It doesn't go away. Even if you deleted it, it's still there somewhere. So be very cautious. We represent something. People are putting trust in us in buying or selling their biggest investment in life, right? So you need to present to them that you are a person that they can trust. So always keep that in mind. When you decided to become a realtor, you kind of put, some restrictions on what you can share and what you can't share. Um, just like, all these famous people, right? When they share things that we don't like them anymore. We don't follow them anymore. We don't go to their concerts anymore. It affects. So when you decided to become a realtor, that's what happened. You have to be conscious to that. And I do invest money. This is not just time, it's something that is costly. I'm happy that we made the connection with you and the company, and I hope it's gonna support everybody. And if anybody has a question about that, I don't want to promote anybody right now, but specifically about Google and how to increase your online presence, reach out.
Yeah, and if you're interested to know more, we're actually going to have one of the speakers of that company show up in person in our. We have a 2-day business planning clinic on November 14th and November 21st, in person in Long Beach and on Zoom, and in person in South Bay a week later and on Zoom as well. So we're going to get to see them in person and learn more about online presence and all this good stuff, which is extremely important. It's a must-have today.
Again, it's mindset. You're probably going to share things that most of us already know, but it's that check, right? I check box. Did I do this? Did I do that? I didn't do this. I should or I shouldn't. It kind of puts you aligned with your plan. And we're not planning for 2024. I hope everybody understands we're planning for 2025. 2024 is done. If you haven't worked the year, these last 2 months are going to be, it is what it is. But we're planning for next year.
Yeah, we always say commission is about 90 days away. So spot on. We already, kind of like in January already, 2025. In a way. So well said. And that's why it's important to stick to the basics, right? The morning routine and build have a plan and just follow those check boxes on a daily basis. Like, chunk it down.
And don't be disappointed if you were not able to follow one of them. It's okay. Just next day you follow it again.
Exactly.
Just get back on track.
Again, imperfection is underrated.
Done is better than perfect. That's one of my sentences.
I love it. Plain
Yes.
over here. Esti, I can't thank you enough for sharing just a little bit of that, who Esti is, your mindset. I know that you're inspiring a lot of people by showing up and talking to people, by your production, your online presence, but by what you're doing right now, that's showing that mindset. You're very generous, always to strike a conversation and exchange ideas and practices and opinions. So thank you for who you are, always.
Yeah, that's nice of you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So
happy to.
thank you. Thanks for being here, Esti. Shabbat shalom. Thanks
Shabbat
everybody
shalom.
for being here, and we're gonna hear more from you, Esti.
Thank you. Oh, that was my sister right there, clapping.
Your sister's here. Okay. Hey, sister.
My best client ever.
Okay.
She just gave me a new niece, so I'm super happy.
Congratulations, Avital. Okay, toda. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody who showed up and for your support. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. This was amazing.
Thank you, Esti.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Esti.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Esti.
Good job.
Thank you all.
Bye-bye.